In this video, we're going to focus on how to create a CSS menu bar with a logo or a brand text within. So let's start to work on that one. So what we want to do is we want basically a horizontal design here, where we have a nice menu bar with a logo here, and then this corner on the right side, we want to have the text or the link text. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to create a section. So this section tag is basically designed to indicate that this part contains everything related to this section. And what is this section? Well, the answer is straightforward. It is a navigation. So we have the navigation tag as well. And within the navigation tag, we're going to put in everything related to navigation. So that's the section here. So the first thing what we're going to do here is, of course, we're going to create a div. And this div class will be the logo or brand. So I'll just say logo, but the logo in this case will be just plain text. So here will be a anchor tag, and the reason why we have an anchor tag here is just for the link, so it's clickable. And we say here your brand. Alright, so once we have that, we have one item now done. What we want to do next is basically the list item, or the unordered list. So we have an unordered list, and in the unordered list we have a list item, and this list item contains again links. And how many links it contains, well, of course, doesn't matter, it depends on your preference, but basically this is the one we should have. Let's say we have here, and I'm going to just copy that anchor tag here, and now I'll say here home. Basically this would be home as well. Let's put in here 3 more extra, so 1 is number 2, 3, and 4. So we have home, we have products, we have our about page, and we have a contact page. So once we have this and we save this, and let's refresh here, you can see now we have everything, but they still have a very straightforward design, nothing special. So what we need to do is we're going to give now a proper design. So in the CSS, I already have a default setting, which is I have a font family selected, because this is a quite nice font family, and then also I have reset everything, margin padding put on 0, and I'm using box sizing border box. So with the asterisk, meaning this is a universal command, everything will be used this. However, don't worry about it, because this is universal, this is not specific. So later on, as we go more specific, you can adjust things as we go along. So, but this is just to make sure, because if we don't do this, you can see we will have, especially if we don't do the margin here, save this, refresh, you can see now it starts to move and it does whatever it needs to do, but I don't want that. So you can see here, this is way better. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to control the following here. Basically what we want to do is we're going to make here a nice border color, or not border color, sorry, a navigation. So the navigation here, or this section, will get a nice color. We're going to give that right now. So we say here, the section element. And then in this element, we want the following. We want to use here the background property. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this here, the root, we have set here a certain set of colors that we'll be using, and this is a very useful way. So this is the color var function, and the var function here is basically indicating here the color, always with a dash or double dash, and then you say here which color you want to apply, and this is the color, and of course you can adjust this. So this is very nice, because once you have multiple of this color one, and imagine you want to change the color, you just adjust it here once and everywhere else it adjusts as well. So once we have this, what we want to do here is still padding. I would like to give this a padding of 20 pixels. And I think that should be more than enough. If we save this here and refresh, you can see here now, alright, you get a padding of 20 pixels, and you can see here right now the item itself is still not aligned in a alignment, or basically in a horizontal way. This is why this part becomes far too thick or too big. So let's start doing that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pinpoint exactly the items we want. Well, first of all, I think with the logo, everything is fine. We could adjust this one, but that's fine. But I want to pinpoint this one here. So we go here to this unordered list, but I want to give this a class name of navigation, because this is our navigation, so we know exactly what we're talking about here. Save this, and then we say here ul.navigation And then here we can say the following, because what we need to do here is we need to put this to the center. So we will be using a flexbox. So we say here display flex for flexbox, and what happens now is now it starts to move, or not yet of course because we didn't assign everything yet. Now we have the flex, but what we want to do now is we say here justify content, and we say center. Once we save this and do this, and alright, so let's double check what's going on. Here justified content, and then align items center. We do this as well, and as you can see right now the LI or the UI navigation is not responding. Navigation, oh sorry, I have misspelled it. That explains the reason. Navigation, save that, refresh, there you are. Alright, so we have this here now, and then if we open up this, alright, we have to do a few items. We have to align as well our item here above, but that will be later on. What we can say here, we have this one now correctly. You can see everything is really next to each other, but of course we have still these disks, and this kind of disk is from the unordered list or the list item itself. So we say here ul.navigation, and then you say list item to pinpoint the exact list item, or all the list items that has that is, or where the parent is the ul navigation, which is this one here. So these are the children and this is the parent. Alright, now we say here list style none, so we have no list style. And then of course we can say here padding, left and right could be maybe here, so we say 0, and then we make here 10 pixels. Save that and refresh. Now there we are. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have the items correctly, and I can see maybe how we can readjust this a bit more, or we can use the navigation here to do this. So what I'm going to do here, the nav tag, we're going to go back to the nav tag here. The nav tag covers this here, so we say here just below the section, so we say nav, and then we put in this here and see how this works. So save this, refresh. Alright, so we have this one here, and then of course we can do this as well here probably, so we have them both working nicely along. Alright, what we do want to have here is not center, so we want to have another one here. So here this will be justify align items, well, flex end, there you are. To refresh that. Alright, doesn't work yet because we have this one here. So here we need to have the flex items between, space between. If we save that, there you are. So the moment we do between, that will work fine, and this flex should be flex end, by the way. There we are. So if you could remove this, can we remove this as well? You can see here now this does not allow it. Main reason for that is because it will work within each other. So this is the way how we can do this, and what we can do here more of course is we could make this, you can see here this, we should have some color here, and we could have some interactivity on this as well. Having some interactivity, let's start and work on that. Basically we will get this again, and then we say here the anchor tag, which is right now here. So we go from the UL to UL is the class navigation to LI and then anchor tag. And in here what we're going to do is we're going to put in here, for example here, color, make this white. You can use the var function, and then we say here dash dash color number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Number 3 is a white color. There you are. 3 should be with the H, sorry, and it's not a 3 in nature, but it's number 3 as in 3 digits. Alright, so we have this. What we can do as well is once we save this here, refresh, we could adjust this one as well. No, I'll remove that. We can adjust that. We can say here, first of all I want to remove the text decoration. We say none, and then what we can do is here the following is the moment we hover over it, say hover, and then if we hover over it, at that moment the font weight will be bold There we are. And then what I want to do is I want to do exactly the same, but then specifically for the logo tag here, or logo class. So I want to say nav div, and then say let's div logo. Just under the navigation tag, we say div dot logo, and our logo here basically will have a few items. Number one, it will have a color of white, which is the var function dash dash color number 3. All right, and once we have that as well, I will say text decoration none. And what we'll do is, the moment we hover over it, say hover on this div, we should have here a font weight bold. There you are. So once we save this and refresh, oh, alright, so what we have to double check here, of course, sorry, it's the div logo anchor tag, of course. Doesn't make sense, so save that, refresh, now we have that, and there we are. And now if we have interactivity, that looks slightly nicer. Of course, there's so much more what we can do, but this is one of the things that's very useful. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions regarding this, make sure you put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here. You will probably enjoy this as well.